Gary. We're back. We're in there like swimwear. Okay, so turns out, y'all, everyone at home, um, when you're playing stuff through your headphones, you actually have to adjust your settings so that sound that I'm hearing is the sound that you're hearing. And that was a good 10-minute struggle to figure that one out. So, hello and welcome to another episode of Next to the Floor. My name is Harrison. I will be your host of the most. I'm joined by the ever incomparable down here, Gary Knox Derry, who's normally behind the scenes, but we're bringing him out. Bjorn's not with us today. He's got some big things going on.
Yeah, big things going on.
Big things. I think he's now a big brother in like the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. He's doing a whole bunch of like community involvement and activism stuff. So he'll be here and there, not as often. I know I was starting to grow tired of his presence.
And listen, everybody, I know I'm not as good looking as Bjorn, but listen, I got you. I have things to say.
Yay! See, you heard it here first, people. He's got things to say. So, welcome to episode number, I've titled it as 14.5 because in the ever-shifting, changing world of technology, I accidentally may have uploaded our 13th episode twice, but
that's okay, though.
That's okay. Never
fear. Because reruns are a thing.
Reruns totally are a thing. And for everyone who's watching at home, if you're interested in checking out, never before seen episodes of Next to the Floor, and by never before seen, I mean literally there's an episode that has never before been seen. You have to subscribe to our Patreon, and then you can watch it there, because it is live on our Patreon. So, yeah, check that guy out. It's pretty cool. Bjorn's a really funny guy, and that last episode was a blast and a half.
What did you guys talk about last episode?
Oh, man.
I think it was spicy topic. I think I wanted to get on it.
So we it wasn't really even a debate, right? So we ended up, rather than talking about anything, pertinent or important, as it were.
As you do.
Well, no, this was very important. We started off talking about, the only true flavor of Pop-Tart, which is cinnamon brown sugar. And that's the only correct answer. There is no other flavor available to the people or the world.
I had I remember that episode. I had very, very strong feelings about that decision you guys made, and it was a blanket statement. I'm like, okay, you guys are gonna ignore all the people who love those '80s themed Pop-Tarts with the white and the purple and the blue, got it looking like the '80s Solo cups. Like, what are the berry flavored? Okay.
I'm just gonna hold on. Just for that opinion, I'm just gonna mute you. I'm sorry, everyone. We can't have.
Talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Too.
We're not going to. We're not just going to sit here during this episode, during this month of all months, Black History Month, and we're not going to just spread lies. We're not spreading lies to the American public.
Disinformation?
Yeah.
Disinformation.
We've gone through enough of that this past year, and I refuse to allow more of it on our podcast of all places. Should know better. But I am willing to start up another debate, because I think there is, off the topic of we're going to get there. We're going to get to Black History Month, because that's where we are right now. It's Black History Month. And I have a lot to say. But as you know, surprising absolutely no one. Um, but we are. I want to ask, what is your? I'm not going to ask what's the best. I'm going to ask, what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Oh, good question. We starting out with the easy questions, the soft questions, the
Always.
softballs. These questions remind me of the softballs that Trump used to get all the time in the press conferences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take this softball and hit
Well,
it.
you know, it's been a minute since you've been on the episode, so I figured we'd start easy. Start
Yeah,
'em easy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I would have to. Oh man, I. It's weird because I don't like coconut on sweets or pastries, and I don't like pastries at all.
Interesting.
But I will eat myself some Samoas.
And I'm here today to tell everyone that that is the correct answer.
Ding 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 ding
Ding, ding,
ding.
ding. We have a winner. I agree 1000%. Like, y'all,
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean they're literally crack.
they are they are really good. And okay, so well, I'm always kind of split because it really depends on my mood. So I fluctuate between really enjoying Samoas or caramel delights, as they are referred to. Do you know, it actually depends on where in the country are, because Girl Scouts of America has two different suppliers for their cookies. They have their original supplier, which I think is based out of California, and then their other
Yeah.
supplier, which I believe is Nabisco. And their original supplier, they're known as Samoas, so they still exist,
And
which
San
is pretty
Jose,
cool.
Obispo's, California.
Nabisco,
Obispo,
like the National
Nabisco.
National Biscuit Company,
Oh,
is
oh
what
yes.
Nabisco
Okay.
stands for. But then if they are sold or purchased or whatever through Nabisco, then it is um, Caramel Delight, which are same exact thing. Super good. I am also a super huge fan of the Tagalong
Mm.
and the Thanks a Lot.
What about Mintens though?
Um, okay, so
I know you can.
yeah, this is a controversial opinion, but Get Brave. I am indifferent towards the Thin Mint. You know, like, I'll eat them. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll house a sleeve of those guys, but um, I don't know if Thin Mints are a cookie that I will go out of my way
They definitely
to
have an
get.
they definitely have a limit to
Yes,
how much you can eat.
yes, very
And
much so.
they definitely is like, okay, I can get down on some thin mints, but like after like after like a whole box, I'm good. You
Yeah,
know, because I can go through boxes and boxes of Samoas though. You know, like I mean, I know that sounds kind of crazy and sounds like why is he saying like he can eat boxes of like cookies, which I if anybody knows me, I try to stay away from the sweets and sugar in general, but you know, but Girl Scout cookie is crack.
I there's nothing to be ashamed of, honestly, genuinely, in that sense. I feel like it's un-American to not eat mass amounts of Girl Scout cookies. You heard it here first, people. It is un-American to not eat all of your Girl Scout cookies in one sitting.
Man, I don't know if we should be saying this is un-American or that's un-American or
I
this is American or
listen.
not. Because like, you know
I
what? We just
just
had a
did.
group of people we just had a group of people who just thought it was American to just like storm the
Yeah,
Capitol.
I mean, okay, so I'm not trying to say like storm the Capitol over Girl Scout cookies. Would I? I mean,
that would have that would have been a better reason to storm the Capitol than what the reason they had to.
Because this is a legit thing. So I know normally I feel so bad because
okay, all right, time out. If they said, hey, there's like the last 500 boxes of samosas in the Capitol building.
Yo, we're fighting. It's a fight. It's not even a question. Like, I'm not one to like fight or cause a commotion, but you know,
there will be some
hands thrown.
And I'm talking about not even like the last of this season. I'm talking about the last ever.
Like ever. Hey, listen, they discontinued. See, this is where and this is, I think, an important thing for everyone. This is where you decide what you stand for.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, like, okay, so am I going to go and fight for the continuation of Girl Scout cookies? No. Will I go and fight for the continuation of, like, Girl Scouts of America as an idea, an organization? Yes, absolutely. So everyone at home, let's not get it twisted. We are not here saying, you know, what is more important, the Girl Scouts of America or the Girl Scout cookies?
We're talking about the
we all know the answer to that is, you know, Girl Scouts of America. But I also will fight over a box of Girl Scout cookies. I am that. I will be that person.
Well, I mean, it all comes down to honestly, what's keeping Girl Scout of America alive right now?
Girls.
Donors, girls, yes, girls. And that's who should be running the world right now. To be honestly. And we're thankful that Kamala Harris is in office right now.
Yes.
And has that vice president seat. Awesome. But so donors, right? Let's see who provides money to Girl Scouts. We have stocks. We have donors who contribute money.
Yep.
We have the millions of Girl Scout cookie sales each year that they bring in.
That is one thing that truly, honestly keeps them afloat. Not that they're like hemorrhaging money or doing. They are like, they figured it out. They have really typed into like the American psyche and figured out what it is that the people want, and the people have said time in and time again, cookies is the thing. But speaking of, I feel like this is a good segue, and I apologize again to everybody who was watching the stream that you know, we screwed up I screwed up. I will take the onus of this one. I screwed up the sound on the very beginning and we had to shut it down. But let's talk about our hashtag not sponsor for today. Woo! And then we'll get into the actual topic of Black History Month as we're supposed to. But today, and get ready for this transition. Are you ready? Our sponsor for today is the Girl Scouts of Greater New York, Troop 6000. They don't know it, but they are our hashtag not sponsor for today. Troop 6000, if you don't know, is it says right here, Troop 6000 is a Girl Scout program specially designed to serve girls in the New York City shelter system. Their long-term goal is to expand this program across New York City so that each week Girl Scouts will meet in shelters across the city. Meetings will be led by trained troop leaders, etc., etc. I think this is one of the most important things. It's on your side.
No, it's on that. Is it on that side?
Yeah,
no,
it's on that side. No, it's on it's on the other side. But but yeah, so they are going to be our hashtag not sponsor for today. So if you leave a comment, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. We'll pick a winner, and who knows, you might end up with a box or two of Girl Scout cookies because. So, as we all know, yes, Marcy buying cookies from Troop 6000. So, you know, one of the pandemic has been terrible, horrible, awful, but one of the benefits.
Can I just interrupt you for
Yeah.
1 second real
Do
quick?
it.
I just want to comment on the fact that you're in a dragon costume right now, and everybody
Yes.
should comment in the comment section what you think of Harrison's dragon costume right now.
It's pretty amazing, honestly. If we're going to leave comments, it's pretty awesome. I'm sitting right by my window, so it's a little cold. I decided to change up my location because I wanted to see like the quote unquote blizzard we're having, but it's just like a little.
I think
It's kind of done.
It's almost done. It was supposed to go till 10 p.m. tonight, but it looks like it's just flurrying right now. So,
but anyway, before we get too distracted by the snow and everything, so yeah, leave a comment below about what you think about my dragon costume, or your favorite Girl Scout cookie. And the good thing, one positive thing about the pandemic, is that you can now purchase your Girl Scout cookies online, have them shipped directly to you. Who needs to talk to people anymore? You can just buy your Girl Scout cookies online and directly benefit. You see this right here, circling it with my mouse. You can buy your cookies from each individual troop. So let's say you've got a cousin, or a niece, or it's got wings. A friend who has a relative who's in the Girl Scouts and you want to directly benefit their troop, you can hop onto Girl Scouts. I don't know what their full website is. It's probably girlscoutsofamerica.org. But you can hop online and find out their troop and find their troop webpage and buy directly from that troop and benefit a program that honestly has transformed a lot of and built a lot of brilliantly minded, independent women, who we are fully here to support, at Next to the Floor. Also just buy their cookies, ... So there you go. Hashtag not sponsor. So anyway, it's Black History Month.
It's Black History Month. It's the only month that matters.
It is really the only month that matters. There are two moments of the year that are important. You have three. There are three particular moments that matter. First is Black History Month, the entire month of February. I find it ironic, and we'll talk about this in a second. Ironic yet not surprising that we are given the shortest month of the year to dedicate our entire history to it. I would drink it right now. The other one is...
I got mine.
Oh, mine's over there. I forgot to pick it up before. But our other moment is Janet Jackson Appreciation Day, which is today, also known as Super Bowl Sunday. Surprise, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, it's Super Bowl.
Yeah, that snuck up. And also mildly indifferent. Who's performing this year?
I don't know who is playing this year too.
I do know the answer to that. It is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. I feel like my significant other's dad is a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and I feel like I should be watching this game in order to like communicate.
Oh, it hasn't even started yet. Oh,
well, there you
God.
go. There you go. You know what? I might have to put on those live updates, but I'm more of a hockey fan, so you know, go Vegas Golden Knights.
Ooh,
and also,
I am mildly indifferent to hockey as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of things about hockey, but that's not the subject.
Oh, what's the third day? Oh, Juneteenth. We're gonna go big. Question. Speaking of Black History Month, do you play spades?
Listen, I've been bullied, so I was forced to learn spades. Okay,
good.
And until this day, I can't play spades, and I still get bullied. Okay, like I've learned spades at one point in time, in the playground. and literally I have memories. It was Detro Elementary School, right, in the playground, he had a deck of spades, and this is the first time I had my experience with spades. He's like, as in elementary school, he's like, you don't know how to play spades? And I'm like, listen, I can barely count to 10.
Yeah, right. Oh man. I remember, I feel like it's a rite of passage for every black child in America to learn how to play spades at one point or another. Um, and to be bullied for it by like whoever you're playing with. Like I remember playing or learning how to play from my aunt in Washington D.C. and we were down there. I forget, it doesn't matter. We were there like every single summer, but we were there over the summer, and we were at a family barbecue back when you could have back in the day when you could have barbecues and like family outings and things. But we had a big like family reunion sort of deal, and I asked, mind you, I'm like 11 or 12, so I'm old enough to like learn how to play the game. Not old enough to have a thick skin, but old enough to play the game. And I remember my aunt, she was like, "Yeah, sure, come over. I'll show you how to play." And then proceeding to get yelled at the entire game, the entire game,
because you don't know how to play.
Because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm like, well, first of all, I'm 12 years old, so and stop yelling at me. And then second, I've never played this before, so of course I'm going to make mistakes. What do you expect?
I think that's like a rite of passage.
It very much is a rite of passage.
The very first time you played spades, like to be like, what?
I ask. Go ahead. Can you finish?
And then when you play spades, it's almost like you played the game. Uno, right? Mm-hmm. You played the game Uno, which just hit you constantly with those draw fours, mm-hmm. right? It's like that where they just destroy you and don't even take it easy on you, and it's because of the first time you're playing, and they just want to let you know that you don't know how to play spades.
Yeah. That's really that's actually honestly what it is. They just want to it's a weird way. It's like a weird display of love. They just want to let you know that you have no idea what you're doing.
It's like, you better learn this, but not right now.
Not right now. But you're gonna learn today, but not right now in this game. I asked because I thought it would be fun for another episode, or like our next episode of Next to the Floor, which for everyone's or for our intents and purposes and everyone's knowing is going to be on the 21st of February, because that is 2 weeks from now. I thought it would be fun to play a game of spades. Well, either play a game of spades or like play a game of Uno, because I feel like that still has the like intense rivalry of a game of spades without having to relearn how to play an entire game. It's still one of those games
without the PTSD.
Yeah, I mean, like it's still like it's competitive enough where you can lose friends and ruin somebody's life.
Honestly, I think that you would lose friends easier in Uno than in spades.
I truly believe that.
I feel like spades breaks up families.
Not spades. That's the truth.
Uno breaks up families. I'm sorry.
I feel like spades could too. I feel like there's a Tyler Perry movie or something just waiting to be written about a spades game gone awry and a family like torn asunder. This half of the family won't talk to that half of the family because so-and-so reneged and cost so-and-so the game. And the entire movie is about them trying to, come to terms. And then the big family barbecue reunion at the end of the summer, they all sit down for a nice happy game of probably not Spades. They realized that Spades was the thing that was driving them apart all along. Tyler Perry, if you're listening and or watching this, contact me because I have an idea for a movie.
I know, right?
And Medea can star in it. Medea can star. So, continuing on. So, Black History Month. Here we are in the 28-day span where we get to celebrate everything. Well, I say celebrate, but we can, I say we as Americans, cough, we can become aware of the fact that a good chunk of the population's entire history exists, and B, basically created the entire rest of American history. So welcome to Black History Month. How does it feel? What do you like about Black History Month? Should there even be a Black History Month? I think that's a good question.
No, it should be a black. Oh my gosh, what kind of question is? Because there should be dedicated to Black history, and there should be more education on Black history in the education system, especially starting at the elementary level. We everybody has noticed a lack of Black, like African American education in the education system. And so if the rest of America is just like, oh, Black History Month, that's when we learn about Black history. But what are they learning about? What is everybody learning about? They're learning about Rosa Parks. They're learning about slavery. They're learning about all those basic level of like Black history.
I feel just like so they can. Basic is being too generous. I don't know if you saw this article, but speaking of like Black history in education, there's an article on The Hill, thehill.com, and I will link this in the video description shortly. But there is actually a Utah charter school. I'm just going to read the article. A Utah charter school that incorporates Black History Month into its lesson plans is now facing backlash from some after the school announced it was allowing parents to opt students out of the curriculum.
So they were allowing parents to be like, oh, I don't want my child to learn that part of history, so I'm gonna take them out of that.
Because, it's the same sort of nonsense that the 1776 commission or whatever that Trump tried to pull, which basically was just a revisionist version of the birth of the nation, that was very pro-American and did nothing to highlight the fact that the vast majority of early American colonizers were slave owners, and the fact that we as a population murdered millions of indigenous people and took over their land and blah 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 blah. So I think case in point here goes to show and goes to prove that we probably do still need a Black History Month. I asked that question mostly because I feel like, and I think, who was it? Not Denzel Washington, not Samuel L. Jackson. He played God in Bruce Almighty.
Oh,
he's got white hair. I can see his face.
It was. It's not.
This is so bad. Our viewers are
we got technology in front of us.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting right here on my computer.
Unfortunately, we don't have
he was in
production crew that Googles this stuff for us, but we can definitely Google it ourselves. And he's like the biggest voiceover commentary.
Yeah, in the entire world. Morgan Freeman.
God.
Sorry, everyone. I think he said...
Marcy's over here yelling, Morgan Freeman!
Thank you, Marcy. See, Marcy's always got our back. We love... Thank you, Marcy, for always having our back here and next to the floor. He was in an interview. I think it was on 60 Minutes many moons ago. Or maybe it was Samuel L. Jackson. I don't remember. Anyway, the person interviewing them asked them about, like, should we have a Black History Month? And his response very quickly was, no, we shouldn't have a Black History Month. Because having a Black History Month, I think, ignores entirely the fact that American history is Black history, or vice versa. Black history is American history, and relegating, like, why should our history only be regulated to a singular month of the year when we have years upon years worth of contribution to society.
And that should be included too.
Yeah.
But no, I get that. I get what Morgan Freeman is saying, but it's like, yeah, we should, since we've contributed to the growth of this country and we're involved in the history of this country, we should be recognized fully as American history. We should.
Oh yeah.
But like,
we should also have a month in there too.
Yeah. Let me get to that. But the thing is, the reality of the situation is that we're not.
You're.
Yeah, I like that. I get that, Morgan Freeman. But I think we should be included in the hearts and minds of every American as, like, hey, look, we're American history too. But there's some Americans that just straight up don't think that and haven't been learning that. Case in point, the kids that have been pulled out of the charter schools in Utah, right? Listen, I spent some time in Utah. I know what the education's like there, right? It's white.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean.
But what I'm trying to say is, yes, we should also be considered American history, but we should get multiple months. We should get, like, hey, these guys sacrificed a lot for this country and provided a lot for this country. They should honestly be included in every single textbook, which they are, but, like, deeper, right?
Yep.
And we should get, multiple months.
We really should. I feel like pretty much the entire first half of the year should be dedicated to, like, Black Indigenous. Pretty much the entire year should just be dedicated to Black Indigenous of color. That's
but it's what you do with the month too, because you're like, oh, we could be like, oh, it's Black History Month. Yep. Let's all praise Black people for this one month. But, like, what? Let's set up programs, right?
Yeah.
That.
Keep going.
You want to say something?
No, keep going.
Let's set up a program that specifically educates people, not just Black History Month, but, like, just in general. And let's stop pulling our kids out of, like, programs that teach us about systemic racism and, just history in general.
I feel like we need more people like Stacey Abrams.
Yes.
Jamie Harrison. Who, maybe Marcy, because she's brilliant and can come up with the name. Who was the guy who went up against Wrath? In Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes, but I can't think of the name.
Yeah. Oh, Charles Booker.
Booker, yes,
Charles
Booker.
Booker, that's right. Charles Booker. We need more people like them organizing, I think, the greater like black populace, so that way, I don't know, I think great things can and will happen. I mean, we saw what happened. We were able to flip Georgia courtesy of the organization efforts of I believe, what's her name, Lenosha Brown,
Lenosha Brown.
Yeah. Stacey Abrams, the whole nine. And I just think like within this month, it'd be cool if we as a collective body, the blacks of America, um, made a concerted effort to like organize ourselves like that. Like think of the amazing things we could do.
Like continue to organizing ourselves like that, like
Yeah,
to completely.
we could
Well,
get
that
rid
well
of
the
the likes of Mitch McConnell. Could get rid of the
well
likes of
the reason why is because half of the African American most of the African American population is exceedingly progressive.
Mhm.
And so a lot of these ideals being like sent to our representatives or just like crazy talk, because a lot of them has socialist idealism, like, and they're not in our our like democratic representatives are well, some of our democratic representatives are actually progressive, but once you travel up to like the Senate, no,
Not at all. I
you
feel
know, not at all.
it's a
Like,
completely another conversation for another day. What's like entirely, but there are a lot of people in the Senate that shouldn't be there.
so once we vote more people in that have more progressive values and views, then that's when we can start getting things done. And I'm talking about that has to happen at the presidential level as well. That's why, like a lot of people are watching, Bernie Sanders should have been president.
Oh,
And for
100%.
all and for the people that are on my Facebook,
Oh,
let me be nice. Let me be nice. The people who are on Facebook being like, look at this guy. This is the guy you voted in for president. And we're like, we know we voted in for president. Trust us. Half of us are progressives and half of us didn't want him in office. But listen, right? So we know. We know who we voted in. We know who this guy is.
very
We just
aware.
want to we just want a progressive in.
You're
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I think that's a very important thing that shifted the topic over to politics here very quick, that the Democratic Party needs to realize is, you know, the reason why they lose so frequently is because they're not able to adhere to or agree on progressive ideas because of XYZ reason, and then
Yeah.
they also tend to, I tend, it's a very polite word I want that I'm saying, but they also tend to campaign false promises. And so I won't be surprised if I don't want to put bad vibes into the universe, but I'm saying I won't be surprised if the Democratic Party has a very difficult time in the term elections.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it's predicted to. Well, it's always like if you look at history, with control over the House and Senate and the presidential office, like it always 1 year always has a rise, or not year, but one term always has a rise, and if it's a single term, you know, it's immediately going to flip back to the opposing party next election. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did everything just did a complete 180 and like flip back to red, and we lost um all of our progress between now and now. Like, but do I think Americans can hold on to this hold over the House and the Senate? Like, yeah, I think so, but it's up to Americans to be like, okay, like, do we want to keep do we want to still be involved in politics? Do we want to
Mm.
still watch the news? Do we want to still fight about what we want in the future? And that's just a question that each and every American has to ask themselves. Like, are you going to recognize that the future is pretty shit for millennials right now? Sorry for the cussing, but like the future is pretty shit for millennials right now, and we have to do something now to help towards global warming, healthcare, like all of the freaking like talking points that progressives always pull up. But the thing is, so many people are so afraid of socialism that they're not even going to touch those subjects. And
Well,
I can sit here and I can rant, but like, go ahead.
the large issue is that um, the vast majority of people have no idea what socialism is.
Is
You know,
yeah.
so I highly implore
And then
everyone to check out the definition of socialism.
and they need to see some examples of socialisms in countries and see how they are working.
Um,
Um,
I mean, see some examples. You can look at your own country, right? You can look at the education system. Granted, probably bad example.
no,
Bad
yeah,
example, but the education system is a socialist thing. The like the fact that we have highways and an entire I'm going to say transportation system that is paid for by the public, like by public taxes. That is a socialist agenda item. Social security, the word is in it. Medicare, Medicaid, socialist programs. Pretty much that anything that your tax dollars pay for falls under the guise of socialism. I just want to let everybody out there know, just be aware, if you're paying taxes for something, or paying taxes towards something, that is socialism. That's all I'm going to say.
God forbid our taxes go.
I know, God forbid our taxes go to like something that benefits the vast majority of people. But so we are. I know this was a shorter episode than normal because we struggled, and by we I mean me. Hello, struggled trying to figure out technology and things along those lines. But we have come to the end of today's episode of Next to the Floor. So, as a reminder, we were sponsored, and by we, I mean us. We are hashtag not sponsored by the Girl Scouts of Greater New York Troop 6000. They have no idea. But make sure you head over to their website, girlscoutsnyc.org, and look up Troop 6000. The link is in the description to, buy yourself a whole boatload of cookies, donate, buy cookies for all of our greater New York City area viewers. You can volunteer.
Volunteering is awesome.
Make sure you leave a like. Hit there's a bell icon. I don't know where it is on Facebook. It's probably down here somewhere. This side.
On Facebook, the bell icon should be up in the corner.
On YouTube, it's down here on the left. On Twitch, it's I think next to the follow button, which you should hit. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button so that way you know whenever we're posting or we're live. Leave a comment letting us know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. The correct answer, obviously, is the Samoa and or Caramel Delight, depending on which part of the country you're in. And you'll be entered to win our hashtag not sponsored giveaway, wherein you can win yourself a box or two of Girl Scout cookies benefiting Troop 6000. If you want to get a look at the true episode 14 of Next to the Floor, become one of our Patreons at patreon.com/next to the floor. Thank you to our Patreons who have already signed up to help us keep this whole shenanigan up and running and going. We love you. We thank you. Gary, it was so fun having you back on the podcast.
It's awesome to be back.
We're glad that you finally came back from behind the screen, clicking all the buttons.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've generated enough of opinion to share without
Yep.
You don't know, so.
Yep. Well, with that, thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you in 2 weeks on the 21st for our next episode of Next to the Floor, where we might be playing spades. Who knows? We might also be playing Uno. Let's see. We'll do a little crowdsourcing, see which game is most likely to ruin our friendship, and we'll play that one.
And if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, go ahead and share them in the comments below. And, ask us anything.
Ask
literally.
us anything, because we will answer it. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of your night. Jim, you rock. Thank you for watching. And we will catch you on the other side. Bye.